everybody. Welcome to the program Chela and the Hummingbird. We are very happy today to be able to interview a very special person. Her name is Linda. And did I say that right, Linda?
You did.
Okay. And with Linda, we are going to be talking about things that make her passionate, things that she likes to do in life, and how did she come to get to do this, and what she has learned from what she's doing right now. So, Linda, tell me about what you do. What is it that you are doing right now in life?
Well, right now I am part-time retired,
Okay.
but I do massage therapy, and I have been doing massage therapy for about 27 years.
That's a very long time.
Yes.
How did you get started on it?
I had a massage on a cruise ship
Okay.
and liked it. That was my first experience. And my girlfriend and I decided that when a massage school opened a couple of years later in our area, we decided we wanted to go to massage school. So we challenged each other and took the program and graduated. And I was still working full time for General Electric Company in accounting. So I had to continue to work because I had good benefits and I had been there a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing it part-time. And I opened a practice in my home, and I worked it part-time at some spas
Yeah.
in the area and got started that way. Well, lo and behold, in the year of 2000, GE, where I worked, laid me off.
Oh my goodness.
So
Yeah.
I was able to leave GE, still keep my insurance benefits, and I went into massage therapy full-time, and I created a very large, good practice out of my home. And I did that for 10 years. And then I met my husband, Larry, and it became more of a part-time practice
Okay.
because we were newlyweds and we wanted to get to know each other. And there were other things in life besides massage therapy for me at that point, which you'll see
Okay.
later, which
Yeah.
is gardening. So I still do massage therapy part-time. We have an office set up here, and we have people come here who want to get body work. And I go to recreational places called bed and breakfasts in this area,
Mm-hmm.
where I set up a table, and sometimes I take a partner with me, and we will set tables up in the same room so like a couple who is there for the weekend can get their massages at the same time.
I like that part about the couples doing the massage at the same time. We had that experience in Cancun. So we went there, and at the hotel that we stayed, they had that, and it's wonderful when both of you are there relaxing, and the two persons are doing the massage at the same time, and it really feels great. I like that. Yes.
Yes, lots of people, and that's the first time some people have ever experienced that too.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it a nice, even nicer vacation for them
Mm-hmm.
to get that experience.
Yeah. So tell me, how did it feel being an accountant and doing massages? Is two completely different things.
Completely
So did that help you in any way in your life? Was that like a compliment, or what was that? How did you feel?
Well, by the time I had been working for GE for 29 years, I was bored, and I did not like what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I wasn't going to be able to advance to anything else because of my education. So when the massage presented itself to me, it was a whole different ball game, and the money was actually as good or better than what I was making at GE, which is a big plus if you want to make a lot of money. But you have to work hard. It's not the same as sitting at a
Yes.
desk all day, so that's a big difference. But the benefit for me was to get away from the stress of being in an environment where you are having to make things work for the managers above you that are pushing you for information with numbers and things that you have to have right.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
When I transitioned into massage therapy, it brought up a whole different part of my being, realizing that there was a whole different area of healing out there, and a lot of people have never been touched. And I realized how important touch is to our society.
Yes.
And so I did some volunteer work with an organization that I was president of in this area, the American Massage Therapy Association, and we would do a lot of small massages with massage chairs to introduce people to the feel of having their back rubbed, getting their shoulders rubbed,
Yes.
having their hands massaged.
Yes.
And I think it opened up a whole new world for me in that realm of people needing touch.
So that's like a dream come true, I think.
It is.
Because many people are in a job and it gets to a point that even if you used to love it, you get tired of it. Like you said, you got bored. You know, you feel like there's there's not another place to go to. You know, like I cannot get nothing out of this. What am I going to do with my life? So by you challenging when you're having the challenge with your friend, you discover something about yourself. And I think that was wonderful. You know, that's a dream come true in a way. So what kind of response have you gotten from the people that have received the massages? Do you have any kind of things that the stories that maybe people have told you after getting a massage? Like you said, some people have never been touched. So did you get one of these people, and did they say anything to you?
Oh, everyone loves massage. And just this past week, I worked on a young lady who's 37 that just had a brain aneurysm. And she should be dead, but she somehow is a miracle. And her mother asked me to work on her, and I did not touch her head because she had scars where she had had surgery. And she was very anxious about the whole thing, but she wanted massage. And her body was very stiff, and she said she really couldn't feel a lot going on one side, but she was able to really relax. And I think for her, just getting the touch, and I think her blood got to circulate a little bit with the massage, because that's very important, circulation.
Yes.
I think everything in her was just so tight because she'd been through so much trauma. So I think that it was very beneficial for her. But I think what was most beneficial for her was in the end when I was just doing some work on her chest.
Yeah.
And she seemed to like that more than anything. And it seemed to really loosen up something in her heart that let her like just kind of open up and say, oh, this really is good. This feels really good.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people get massage because they just want to relax.
Yeah.
There's really nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And you always ask, what can I do to make you feel better? Because a lot of times people come because they have a problem. Their low back is hurting, their hips are hurting. Most people have neck and shoulder problems. Everyone carries
Stress.
tension in their shoulders and neck, and it's mainly from stress. So the feedback you get from that is phenomenal, because massage is great for loosening up tight muscles. And people will go to the doctor with their muscles being tight and ask the doctor what they should do. And most of the time, the way it's been in the past is the doctor will give you a drug, like a muscle relaxant. But now the medical community is starting to realize the touch, the massage works. And they're actually giving prescriptions out to their patients to get massage for relief. And their insurance will pay for it sometimes, which is wonderful. And that's what we want to see more of. And I think it's going to go in that direction.
Yeah, people are starting to realize that it's not what you need more is prevention, and I think massage is a good prevention therapy. And it's it unblocks so many things that people really do not realize, because once you get a lot of problems and everything, you start turning them into like a sickness or something in your body. And then when you get the massages, then you let all that. Have you ever had somebody like after a massage that started crying?
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about it.
It usually just happens out of nowhere. And it surprises the person that's getting the massage as well. And they'll sometimes they'll get embarrassed and they'll say, I don't know what's going on, and you just have to say it's just something that your body is telling you that you need to let go right now. And you just be there. You're not there to be their mind therapist. You're there to just be there to work on their body and listen, basically. So yes, that has happened a few times to me. And some people have been like shocked that they just went into that space, but they felt so much better when it was over with. So it's a lot of releasing going on that we're not realizing ourselves when we're giving massage.
Okay, and how has the experience been for you as a person? What have you got out of it? How do you feel now, and how do you compare it to what you used to do before?
Well, I think before I wasn't so aware of the human body and my own body, and it helped me learn a lot about the systems of the body and how they work, and especially how the muscles attach to the bones and what I should do myself to keep myself in shape. So for me, it's been a good realization of how to take care of me and Larry, my husband, when he needs massage as well. And it's just a very fulfilling feeling.
So you're having a very fulfilling life right now.
Oh yes,
Yes?
yes, more than ever.
Okay, what do you plan for the future? Do you have anything else? Or how do you compare it to gardening, for example? You said the other thing that you're doing now is gardening. How do you compare that as a therapy?
It's very much, it's another kind of therapy.
Yes.
For me.
Yeah.
I mean, once I get outside and I just am surrounded by nature here. We have a beautiful place here, and we get to hear birds and watch birds. And
I just saw the hummingbird. Oh, talking to Larry. It was so beautiful.
yes, it's so fun. So just to be in the nature part of this place and to experience it, and then to help grow and watch things as you put things in the ground and watch them grow, and then you have to keep taking care of them. It's not like that's the end of it. And that's kind of where I've come in, is keeping everything flourishing and making it continue to grow and hopefully continue to grow. But it's good exercise as well.
Yes.
So it's good for the mind and the body.
But how do you work on the winter time? Because in the winter time there's no gardening. So how do you compensate those months of cold and no flowers or nothing here?
Well, it's quite different. It's beautiful. I don't spend as much time outside because I'm more of a summer person. I don't really like cold weather.
Okay.
So I spend that time mainly more inside doing projects in the house that kind of get put off in the summertime.
Okay.
But we do walk all year.
Yeah.
So we still get out and we ride my husband's vehicle, little ATV, up the mountain, because we have a mountain that goes straight up. And we like to do that in the wintertime especially, because if there's snow on the ground, you get to look at tracks of who's been up on the mountain, like bear and deer, of course.
Have you had any around here at the house?
We have.
Yeah? What have you had?
We actually have an active bear right now.
Oh, okay.
And he's been around probably for a year. So we feed our birds, but we have to take the bird seed in every night because he will get in our shed
Okay.
to get to the bird seed. And he's actually torn the door down trying to get into the shed to get to the bird seed.
Oh.
So it's a lot of my friends and people that I talk to are city people, and they just don't understand how I could possibly tolerate such a thing.
Yeah.
And I probably would, be a little more scared if I didn't have Larry here, but, I feel totally safe.
Safe. Okay.
And that's important. You have to feel safe.
And
I was going to say that about massage therapy, too. It's important for me to make the people that I'm working with have a good experience. And I want them to feel like they're always in a safe place. Okay. And this is kind of what After Mountain does for us. It provides a safety for us, but also our guests. And we want people to feel like it's a little bit of a retreat for them to come here. That's sort of, I think, equally our mission right now is to provide a space for people to just come and sit, enjoy what's around the surroundings, or if they need body work, we're here for that too.
That's great. Now, one last thing that I want to ask you. For a long time in the States, I've been in the States many years, and I have been always in places where everything is just straight, the roads, you don't see anything around, and I have never really seen the mountains. Now I'm here in Virginia. The town is Afton, and you are surrounded by mountains.
Yes.
So during the winter time, especially when everything is covered with snow and everything, what do you feel? Even though you're not a cold person, cold temperatures person, what do you feel when you see those mountains? Because it's not the same thing in Nebraska when everything is covered with snow as here in the mountains with the snow. What do you feel?
Gratitude.
Yes.
To have the same place look so different and still as beautiful, but just in a different way.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Did you ever just sit there and just look at it and see all those shapes of the mountains and everything?
Yes. Because in the wintertime, the leaves are no longer on the trees, so we actually have, I would say, almost a 360-degree view of the mountains all around us. In the summertime, we don't get that as much. So it's so different. It's just different, but just as pretty.
Has it made you think about anything? Has it?
Oh, yeah, thinking about just trying to live in the moment and enjoy what's in front of me. And just to calm down a little bit and not be so rushed.
Okay.
When you have nature around you, and just to appreciate it.
Do you think by any chance that just as you got bored with the accounting, that you could get bored also with what you're doing or what you're doing in life now?
As long as I am physically able to do massage, I do not think I will ever get bored.
Okay.
Because I could have given it up, and I didn't. I still enjoy it, and I think Larry and I both agree that it's something we can help other people with their problems physically, things that we have in our toolbox that we can pull out and try. And I think it's important, and I enjoy doing it. So as long as I enjoy it, I'm planning on keeping on.
Okay, that's great. Well, everybody, as you can see, people around the world have stories to tell us about how they find their path in life, how you are doing something and all of a sudden you decide you're going to do something else. It might be just like with Linda, just a challenge with a friend, and just trying to get into that challenge to be the winner in there, and all of that can start leading you into what God wants for you to do. God wants you to have a mission that you accomplish, and to have many missions, because you are in one mission, you learn something, and then you change completely. That was a big change, 180 degrees change, and it brings you to the second mission, but you learn from every stage of your life, and you can see that all of this happens to many people around the world. But we are so focused on negative news. We are so focused in learning who killed somebody, who stole from somebody, where there is a war, and what happens, that we forget these little beautiful things that can teach us that the world is wonderful. That if you really look into it, and if you are really do the job of finding out about how the world was 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, 100 years ago, even though there are negative things, the positive things are a lot more, and each person is trying to be the difference in this world, and we just have to start talking more about the positive things, the beautiful things, and meeting beautiful people like Linda. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you continue with this, helping a lot of people. and I am very sure that you are receiving a lot too from everybody and from what you are doing right now.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.